they were all placed, so, but, yeah, standing room only, but. Good, that's unheard of weather. Yeah, that's good.
Kindly said.
Anyhow, yeah, so I think I'll better with that basic.
See, you believe we know it's not.
There you go, yeah.
Now, looking forward.
Hi, Jane. Happy Procure Tuesday.
Yeah, wait. And you get in and in your day. I'm there. How long we go after the night?
You're won't be here.
Real.
So that's solution. Right. In the rubber.
I didn't do it.
You're right. Where's Roger?
She said,
She just asked Gary.
but I didn't think my spine was there.
It'll be
And-
Yeah.
And depending where it's at,
Yeah.
you know, some areas. All right, yeah.
Providers.
Well, she's got time. Yeah. You know, years ago, long time ago,
But there's.
some years ago, we put one that, the Holy Family Test was. Something, and I don't know if it's still up or if they ever put it down. Maybe that's what it was.
They're all going for.
I'm really wearing.
Yeah.
One off, sir.
I mean, yeah, that's why I said you may not, because those are small projects compared to.
So. I said, and some of the ones. So it'll be. Get back to so talented.
Yes. So. We've got one.
Absolutely.
Okay. Somebody else. We had. Fine.
Yep.
Jasper. That's good. Yeah.
Bill and I ventured from Cisco, so from Freiburg, and then they.
Good at it.
Sunday we have time, so.
I can, Gally.
Yeah.
We got some great guys.
So. Time off.
Thank you.
Each year.
Oh, I'm Josh.
Oh, she late birthday.
Farmer
tried to be cheerful yesterday.
Come on.
We did. I know.
We had a big go.
It went. I know, I forget those guys, and you're like, I think that's what.
Literally. Oh, story I've told everybody.
Maybe.
That's great. You were too. Well, the baseball goes to David.
Plus, some bad.
That's exactly what.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
Good luck.
That's not first.
How we doing?
What are you?
Right?
You guys are free. Yesterday, all said straight.
Excited to be here.
Yes. Yeah. It's right now, I try right today. I was that, I think.
What host that? I'm still there. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't even know what he's talking about.
I don't know. Still come there. Yeah, this shit out of. That's what they said. All this. Yeah, it's like that end of the creek. There and trucks are. Okay.
I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety for October 14th. Please have roll call.
Anthony Vonderheide,
Present.
Board Member Tim Bell,
Present.
Board Member Nancy Eckerly,
Here.
Police Chief Chad Dick,
Here.
Street Commissioner Jeff Tizey,
Here.
City Engineer Chad Her,
Here.
Personnel Safety Loss Control Director Kale Denise,
Here.
Fire Chief Code Enforcement Officer Kenny Hudson,
Present.
Director of Community Development and Planning Josh Gutzelman.
Here.
Park and Recreation Director Tom Mormon.
Here.
City Attorney Renee Caver. Here. Clerk Treasurer Kirsten Denise present. In order to have a quorum, a majority of the board members must be present. All board members are present, which is the majority, therefore there is a quorum for this meeting.
Thank you. All that are able, please stand and join with the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The minutes were sent out yesterday. Got a chance to review those. Is there any adjustments or changes to it? Otherwise, I'll accept.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 23rd regular meeting.
We have a motion from Nancy, second from Tim. Any further discussion? All in favor, so by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. The claims were also sent out.
Claims were distributed for a period between 9/12/25 and 10/14/25 in the amount of $3,199,308.61. Just some specific claims to note. We paid Canice Construction for the Community Crossings 2024-2 pavement recon in the amount of $325,280. We paid Regal Construction for the multi-use trails project in the amount of $20,554. And the Main Street redevelopment project in the amount of $127,254. We paid Barnes and Thornburg for legal services for the Regional Wellness Center. $64,559 came from Tip Central and $22,051 from the Food and Beverage Company. We're also completing the purchase of the O&B building in the amount of $25,000 and paying the Heart of Jasper for the perimeter lighting project in the amount of $25,000. Did I say that?
You said company.
Oh. No, it's not a company. Yes, from the deck.
And the Barnes Thornburg amount, so 2023.
It was legal services from August of 2023 until. So.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second, Tim. Any further discussion? All in favor, seem to saying aye. We have two court openings this morning. First one is a truck mounted paint machine.
Like we received two votes on that item. First is from Seal Master Indy, the Indianapolis company. All right, they have all of the documentation included. For a new paint striping machine for the street department. Their quote is the amount of $78,300.18. 78300.18. Manufacturer is Gray Code. Easy Liner. From Orange City, Iowa. They also have all of the information included. This is for an Easy Liner paint striping machine. Their quote is $109,091. 109091. All I have for that.
Morning. I would like to, we did budget, 100,000 for that unit. And, so anyhow, at this time, I mean, that's well under, we've researched it, and, the Grateful unit is a good unit. It's the one, we think would meet our needs. It's a low bid. I don't see any point in taking that advisement. I think we can go ahead and award it if you'll agree to that. So, okay. All right.
And be awarded pending their review, just to make sure that everything.
Sure.
Jeff, did you get more than two companies? Did you send it out?
So we sent it out to three. Yes.
It was the
Third company was, I'm gonna butcher this up, but, it's a VEZOS American Enterprises of Brick, New Jersey. Bezos, I think is what it's called. Bezos American.
All right, okay. So we'll make a motion, pending review. Well. To award to Seal Master, the amount of $78,300.18. Is there a delivery?
It, should be a short lead time. I believe they have one in stock.
October 15th.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
They're all set now.
Okay, I have a second. Nancy, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Also, in my, in my, slot, bullet number 18, I have a request for a sign. I would like to move that up in the public business portion if we could, maybe make it number 10 on the list. That'd be all right. All right, no point, the lady is here and I'd rather not make her sit through my presentation as well as the police and the fire department. Not that they're not interesting, it's just that, all right, thank you.
All right. We're opening for
Yes.
city office windows.
That's correct, and it looks like we only received one, quote from, or bid from, Peisch Glass. Okay, they have their documentation submitted. For their base bid, they submitted a bid in the amount of $94,000. 94000.
The base bid, is that all windows or is that?
They do have,
Yeah,
there's more to come.
yeah, it's divided up per side of the building. So
So base is,
that should say whether it's the north, south,
Oh, I'm
east
sorry,
or
you're
west.
right, it's the west. The west side of City Hall is 94,000 with a $1,400 deduct for removal of money. Next is the east side of City Hall, which is $34,000 with a $560 deduct for removal of money.
how much?
Yep, 34,000 was the bid, and then 560 deduct. The north side of City Hall is $54,000, 5-4. And the deduct is $700. And the south side of City Hall is $94,000 with the deduct in the amount of $1,400. Any questions on any of those? Is it okay how long you've been? Well, I'm not done. Okay, let's see. It looks like we had submitted an alternate for aluminum windows being replaced with wooden windows, and they did not bid on that. And then there was alternate number 2, which is replacing aluminum windows with vinyl windows. And for those, the west side is $81,250. These do not include any add or deduct. The east side is $21,250. 21250. The north side is $41,250. 41250. And the south side is $81,250. 81250.
I agree. Like to take these under advisement. We're trying to review what we have and what we have budgeted. So get the best combination.
Did we? 45 days.
Yeah. It'll be usually,
Chad, was the intention of this for next year's budget or this year yet?
I think we could look, we're hoping maybe we could possibly get some this year.
Yeah.
With some update. But again, we can see what here.
The other thing is there these were bid by each direction, do we, is there consolidated or is it just as simple as that?
It was only broken down by side, so
So it wasn't for the whole two.
we didn't have a total.
One of the discount.
Yeah.
I guess they were priority side.
We thought probably the south and the west would be the priorities. There's really not much on the east side.
All right, thank you. Take these under advisement,
Report back at the next meeting.
make a motion to take these under advisement. What's that? I'll say. So, favor, simply saying aye.
I,
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, Operation Mind, Body, and Soul.
I guess for the record, we only received one, we did advertise.
Yeah, this was advertised, it was published in the Herald on September 27th and October 4th, so. It was, we anticipated over 150,000, so we did advertising.
Thanks, Jeff.
Mhm.
Dave?
Good morning, I am
Morning.
Boone. Good morning, I am Boone Taylor with Operation Mind, Body and Soul, and this is Dave Flynn with every veteran organization we have in the county.
Yeah.
But we're here today, we're doing Veterans Oktoberfest. This is kind of our first run at this, it's kind of geared towards raising money for Operation Mind, Body and Soul, which is veterans helping veterans with PTSD, mental health, and thoughts of suicide. We've had 7 veterans this year that have reached out to us. All 7 are still here, so we're doing some good work. But with doing good work, it takes money to run that operation. We do have a facility at the River Center that has a gym and a rec area, and that's for veterans to go 24/7 to decompress, to get things out, to work out, hit a punching bag, whatever. We're in the middle of moving the gym to a bigger location right off the Riverwalk. With this, we're going to be inviting firefighters, first responders, police officers, and our veterans to use this gym as well. So it's something I've been working on for a while, and it's nice to see it coming around. We've had our inspections done, and we still have a few things to do, but this is something that could be great for our community and great to move forward to help veterans alike with our military and our veterans and our police officers. I think if we can build that bond, if we ever have a veteran struggling, they have that connection by using this gym and building that up. So with this, with Oktoberfest, Veterans Oktoberfest, we wanted to kind of tie in the community. The cultural center is a great place. We are using that for our resource day, which will be from noon until 4. We will be having some different organizations honor flight, and Dave can go in a little bit more of that because I put him in charge of that one.
Morning.
Morning.
The cultural center piece of what we're gonna do is, we have it from noon to 4, and we're gonna set up, starting around 11, and then tear down at, between 4 and 5. We're gonna have it set up for organizations to provide information and outreach, not just to veterans, but to the whole community. We've spoken to our first responders throughout the county. We're trying to have static displays there in front on the half moon circle during the event. We're having a live broadcast from WBDC during the preponderance of the event while we're there at the cultural center. Honor flight's going to be there. I mean, the Marine Corps League, obviously, Mind, Body, Soul, a number of our veterans organizations in the county, to include the DAV, the Navy Ships Club, various VFW, American Legion tables. We're looking at having some other workout and gym type information there. No Person Left Behind, which is a national veterans organization that we sponsor a number of events here in the county throughout the year. Obviously the Veteran Service Officer, the Du Bois County Health Department, the Du Bois County Library, the Humane Society. We have a number of other different things. We're working with the food bank, Reach Across America, and just different things to provide information to the community and let people know, one, what's out there. And again, it's not just for veterans. We want to, as veterans organizations, increase our presence in the community and be a bigger help to the community, and not just, you hear about veterans organizations, it's not just somebody to give money to or to help, but there's a lot of veterans in our area, and they provide a service across a big swath of activities, through volunteer work, through the schools, through religious organizations, and as volunteers for a number of different things. So, we just want that bigger tie with the community through veterans.
The coordination with police and fire and street department, any issues or concerns, because you're going from the cultural center to the river center, that 4 o'clock time frame is transitioning.
I have spoke with Chad on this. That's one reason we're here too, is to kind of bring that awareness. Simultaneous to the resource thing at the cultural center, we're going to be doing a Jeep and motorcycle run that will start in Holland at the Holland Legion, and then we'll end up back here in Jasper at the River Center around 4 o'clock. So at the River Center, we have those 2 areas blocked off, the 2 entrances to the parking lot. The bikes will park in between those areas, so the bikes and the cars aren't mixed up. We just feel a little safer keeping the bikes in their own little area. But there will be some, as long as weather's permitting, because we got a chance of storms coming in. If that's the case, we will cancel the ride and we'll do our rain date on the 25th. So there will be a little bit
If
of,
it does rain, you'll still continue with the other.
the other events will take place, just the ride and the Jeep run will not. We'll just postpone that to our rain day on the 25th. But after 4 o'clock, around 4 o'clock, I will start DJing at the River Center. We do have a speaker coming in to speak. There was a gentleman that actually tried taking his life, suicide by cop. So we want him to tell his story. The gentleman is playing McConnell music. He is actually a veteran himself. And then we're headlining it out with Acacia, which is a local band that's been around here for quite a while. We do look to grow this to an annual event. We've done the roundup in the past, and we weren't real happy with the success of it. So we wanted to kind of rebrand it, redo it, and make it a little more where we separate the resource stuff, more to having a Jeep run, a little fun time, and then back to music at the end. But we have spoke with the mayor, and he actually did give us a proclamation for Veterans Oktoberfest Day. And we have that here, so we appreciate that. But we are looking to do this bigger next year. This is just kind of getting our feet wet. We're working with the Holland Legion Riders, Jasper Legion Riders, the Winslow Legion Riders to help put this ride on, since it's our first one. So we have some experience here helping us with those departments. And we're probably going to make some mistakes on this, but we're going to learn from them. And we want to grow it bigger for next year, and we hope to do that here in Jasper.
Appreciate it. Thank you. There's no approvals that you're really looking for at this point in time. The coordination with the police and fire are handling that, so.
Good. We just want to let you guys know.
Information, and make sure that everybody has as much of a warm fuzzy feeling as we can, and not, we're not trying to spring something, big on you without letting people know, and keep everybody in the same loop.
We have been in touch with Katie with Heart of Jasper. So the music on Main will be going that day as long as the weather's permitting as well, but we can tie the resource thing in that in as well. And then following up with the stuff at the River Center after.
Best wishes for a great event.
Yeah, appreciate the
Thank you.
coordination. They met with the Ecumenic Council, considering future events, how they might support as well. So I think it's a great opportunity, and it's gone beyond, as you said, beyond just veterans, but as a community event for resources. So encouraging the community to come out and see what it's all about.
Yeah, keeping our fingers crossed.
Thank you for all your efforts.
Thank you for your support and everybody's help.
Mark out. Jason.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm back, get permission again to, or, to maybe take up a few parking spaces and block off part of the sidewalk. We're gonna be working at Hatfield and Peters Law Office at 502 Jackson Street. About 5 years ago, we did, let's see, we did the south side and the west side, and now we're gonna be working on the north side and the east side, which is on top of the roof of the adjacent Impressions Printing Building, okay, and we talked with Kurt Maringer about having access to his roof, and that was fine with him. But anyways, we're gonna be starting the project approximately October 20th, which would be next Monday. Approximately 4-week project. We're gonna be installing treated lumber for fastening, and then styrofoam for insulation, and then some metal on against the block wall. We're gonna need, probably 2 to 3 parking spaces, mostly on 5th Street, probably right beside Hatfield, Peters Law Office, and the sidewalk there. We're probably gonna set up a scaffold there and then use access, and then we'll have a forklift raising things up to us. We will put, safety cones and fence around the scaffolding and the ladders and stuff like that to keep people safe. And then, briefly, we may be on Jackson Street for a day or two when we're working right at that corner of the building, the northwest corner. We may have a need to block off the sidewalk there or whatever. Again, we'll put up safety fence, whatever we need to do to protect it. So, I guess what I'm wanting permission to be able to block off the sidewalk a little bit and then use some parking spaces, 2 to 3 parking
You think
spaces.
you need those 3 parking spaces all during those 4 weeks then?
Not solid, but yes, mostly for those 4 weeks, yes.
I would imagine, what's that for Peters? So,
Impressions printing,
impressions, they're aware, so.
right,
That's main
yeah.
traffic, it's gonna
Yeah.
be pretty
And
clear.
having ground parking.
yeah,
Use those
yeah,
parking
they
spaces to go
they
there,
spread out pretty well everywhere there, so yeah.
just so all the businesses are alerted to it.
Okay, all right, okay.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to allow Young Masonry to block off 3 parking spaces on 5th Street at 5th and Jackson, starting around October 20th for about 4 weeks, and then occasionally maybe a parking spot or 2 on Jackson in front of Hatfield and Peters, but mostly the sidewalk for the scaffolding in that area.
Correct.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Nancy and a second, Tim. Any further discussion on this? Any concerns? Hearing none, all in favor, by saying aye.
Thank you very much.
Just want to make a comment, thank you for all the work you've done in the downtown area. Your company's had a big impression
Right,
in the downtown area. We get a lot of compliments about it, so.
that's good. Glad to hear that, and glad to see the improvements that are happening. It's sad when you come into a community and it's so run down, but Jasper really tries to keep itself proud, so that's good.
Building owners are investing in their own buildings too, to
Yeah,
keep them up to date.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
local businesses like yours involved in it. So,
Yeah. thank you very much.
thank you. Hey, Jeff, you want to?
Yes.
Bring up the.
I will, I'd like to introduce Renell Lynn Weber. If you come forward and kind of tell us a little bit about your organization and then tell us what your request is. So
This is a request for an autistic child sign, so she'll tell you a little bit
Well,
more about it.
Slight correction, my name is Tracy Eckstein.
Oh,
That's okay, that's okay. So Renelle is my son's behavior therapist. She had filled out the application on my behalf, but she was not able to make it today with her primary job too. So I told her absolutely I will come. So but my son Miles is 10 and he is pretty profound autistic. So what we had done was fill out an application to maybe have like an autistic child sign installed around our home area on 36th Street. For just kind of a extra peace of mind, hopefully drivers that come by that maybe just think twice when they're coming through too, or, you know, God forbid speeding through anyway, take a second. And at the same time, while, just trying to think, you know, Miles is starting to enter his teenage years, as well. So we're just trying to prepare for what may or hopefully not happen too. So just in case, to bring attention to people that come through the area, so.
I think we allow one sign per property. Is it? Right, I thought that was,
Generally, yeah, we do have a couple of deaf child signs out there. Generally, we put one on each side of the property, usually one house down or from it, approaching both ends or both areas. This is the sign that I found the MUTCD recommended, and if you've seen it, but that's that would be the.
Similar to the deaf child.
Right, yeah, so, all right.
I'm just unaware, it's written.
I was looking into. I understood that we allow the homeowners, property owners to put an A sign on their property.
Right, that's our.
Beyond
And two
what the
right
city,
here.
no matter what, I think you'd have the right to put a sign down. I got
You mean like a yard sign?
like that.
There is a stop sign already on our property. And we just had the wild thought of, it could be right underneath that if that is allowable.
What kind of stop sign is on your property?
Just a triangle stop sign that approaches the 36th Street and Newton Street address or intersection there.
Like a sandwich board, kind of thing.
Yes.
I think I have seen.
Well, you're not at 36 to Newton, no. Does it say stop ahead or what is that sign?
It's just the stop light.
It's something that you bought, you purchased.
Oh, you. put it
No,
up here.
it's been on property since we've moved to that address.
Okay.
Yeah.
It must be a stop ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Well, how far do you have to put these regulations?
I don't think there's really on a warning sign like that, there's really any regulation. What we've done in the past is we usually put about 100 feet. And before you get to the property lines on both sides, is what we've done in the past. At least that's what we did with the same side of the street or opposite sides.
So you're gonna be down probably in the parking lot,
Get close to the edge. They're almost across from the rear entrance to Germantown.
Yeah.
And so we could put one probably between their two entrances and another one further down on the eastbound.
I just, you know, my hesitation, nothing against, I don't put a sign, but my hesitation is having signs all over town like that. You know, whereas if it's on property owners. Front, back, one side, back side is traffic flows that. You know, it's limited to that particular area, but. Have them all here. Cause I think this, you're not alone. there's a lot of autistic children out there, and
Mhm.
see us scattered.
Having most requests.
And then the more you have, the less
Effective.
effective it is. So I don't know if, putting it like you talk about, Jeff, 100 people one way or the other. This is a good idea, is maybe just eliminate it to already, so.
And really, you were asking for it to be on your property, or
Yeah, that is perfectly okay. And our initial thought was thinking below that stop ahead sign, since that sign's already on our property.
I don't think that be an issue as much as somebody else's. Right. My recommendation would be to allow people to sign up on your front. Period.
So they could put one, on the west property line so that eastbound traffic, which is on your side of the road, would see it right as they get to your yard.
But they'll be coming up the hill. Yeah, see it.
People, their application. We have a sidewalk on the other side. Partial. It's supposed to be a sidewalk there eventually. Yeah, sidewalk to the. But yeah, I'd be all for that. It's the,
I don't know if people would see it and really. On the other side with all the stuff going on, the parking lots and entryways and speed limit sign and all of those things.
yeah, you know how people are pulling out of there, it's.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm hearing you're okay with it if we put it on with the stop ahead sign. I'm not familiar with where that's at exactly, but I will look at it.
I rely on you.
Yeah, and Tracy, if you give me your phone number, I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Talk over it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be on that, if there's a better location for our property.
And we could even move it to the property line, but you know, if it's close, we'll just relocate it, 50 feet. That's what it is. So, okay, but let me look at it and I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah.
And we'll work something out. Okay.
But I'd make a motion that they, they have to be. We put a stop sign or. Just a child sign. On the property. This is a warning, as you said, Jeff. or- Don't want to block any. Just like pulling out of their driveway.
And should anything change or something like that, that's let us know. It's
Just
just,
see, then the sign can come there, that's why.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right,
That's-
as people move.
That's our problem with the signs that we do have out there, is a lot of times people don't communicate to us. And, so, once a year, I try to send a letter and say, you still need this sign, and so again,
Yeah.
get that letter, it's not that I'm being mean, it's just I'm trying to make sure it's
Sure, yeah,
correct, so, okay,
understood.
all right.
Should you take steps on this? Maybe go after.
Thank you. Yeah, we just, our goals should just kind of bring a little attention anyway, with, especially as he enters those teenage years too, and just trying to prepare, so.
Thank you, Brad. I'll second that motion.
Okay, good. Motion in a second. Further discussion.
I guess we would be specific to 389 West 36th Street. Property.
Thank you. All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Sorry. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Issue, Jeff.
Good morning. I should all receive the monthly report from Chris. If there's not any questions on that, I will go ahead and kind of give you some highlights of other things that are going on with the department. We're progressing to hire with, both of our hiring processes for our officer and our dispatch vacancies. For the officer position, we conducted departmental interviews, with 6 applicants. And we've narrowed that down to 3, which, we will go before you guys, later on today. Probationary officer Daniel Moore is progressing well in the academy. He's set to graduate on November 21st. And then once he gets back, he will be, stepping into the FTO process. Officer Josh Pretty, just completed his FTO process, and last weekend was his first weekend on solo patrol. As for dispatch, we do have an application process going for that, that closed on the 3rd of October. We had 3 applications turned in. We have scheduled testing process, this coming Friday, in hopes to have the entire process completed, by conditional offers, by November 25th. This will fill the 6th of our 7 budgeted positions in dispatch. When it comes to dispatch, you guys will recall, we had the geofencing, done, here. So now we have the geo call routing that is taking place, and, our dispatchers continue to amaze me, with their dedication in providing the services that they do, while being short-staffed. Excuse me. Geo call routing went live in September. So now what that means is any 911 call that is made inside that geofence comes into our dispatch center. And so some key takeaways for September, the first month of having it. JPD's dispatch center, share of the 911 calls increased from 25%, to 36%. That's countywide, the calls. So we're taking in 36% of the, total calls, 911 calls. We handled 64 more 911 calls in September than what we did in August. And then Dubois County handled about 250 fewer 911 calls, during that same time period. So there was some fluctuation in calls, emergency calls, during that month. Impact, obviously, is faster response times, as they are answered directly by our, 911 center. There's fewer handoffs, going from, dispatch center to dispatch center, and then the improved efficiency, because now each, dispatch center is kind of focusing on their own jurisdictions, and being able to get those assets and response times, out quicker, due to the fact that they're dealing with their own people. At a recent 911 conference, that telecommunications officers, Dodd and Evans went to, Megan was approached, by the executive director of the state 911 board. He mentioned, what we were doing here in Jasper, and is keeping an eye on it. There are other areas in the state that are wanting to do what is similar to what we have here. I've stated several times what we have here in Jasper, I think with our dispatch center, setups is pretty special. And they're looking at several other areas in the state that are looking to try and do something different. They're wanting to model, what we've got going, for there. So, like I said, we have something special, and it's kind of cool to think that we might be leading, the way for other areas around the state. As we know, our schools are in full swing, and our SROs, once again, continue their hard work, and being the models of what it takes to keep schools safe. During the month of September, they conducted 10 searches, had 4 drug and alcohol violations, 1 arrest, 11 stop arm citations. They worked 2 crash investigations, had 13 home visits, 13 student behavior situations, and 25 classroom presentations and trainings. Our detectives, continue to work hard, with this hiring process. They had additional demands placed on them by having to conduct the background investigations, of all the applicants. So there was 10, that we had to do background investigations on. That took about 3 weeks for them to complete those 10, background investigations. Still, the calls for service continued to come in. They still had 3 arrests, with 2 of them being child molestations, 1 being an invasion of privacy. After 3 after-hour call outs, 11 new investigations were initiated. They conducted 3 forensic interviews, 3 or 6 regular interviews. And then the data pilot that I've spoken about before with the board, which was obtained by a grant. So the device where we can extract cellular, starting to be used by Detective Schmidt in extracting some of those information from those devices. And then we also received several new cyber tips. The cyber tips are a huge part of investigations, things that we don't think about. That's kind of an added investigative thing. A lot of times people think technologies should cut down on some of the workload that we have, but technologies have increased a lot of the workload. What used to be a simple phone call at now hours of investigative work on the different electronics. And, simple suspicious person in the neighborhood used to be, oh, you got a description and went. Now it's researching all the different videos that are out there from, public cameras to private cameras to try to develop those suspects, which ultimately means we're making more arrests, but the investigations are taking a lot longer. Officer Jones, in his assignment as being our narcotics, he also helped with those background investigations that I talked about. He spent 2 weeks assisting the detectives with those. Earlier in the year, he had applied for and was accepted to attend a very intensive and prestigious narcotics training that is done here in the state. It's called Top Gun. He attended that training in September and came back with a wealth of knowledge. He kind of lighted a fire back under him again. And he's got a whole new network of people to help with those narcotics investigations. So even being while he was gone for 3 weeks, he still had 3 arrests. He took in 5.8 grams of meth here from the community, some marijuana, some syringes, and he served 4 search warrants. In closing, I'll highlight something from the patrol division. As I've said several times, the report gives you the numbers, but doesn't give you all the stories. Officers Elijah Mundy and Alec Wallace were dispatched to a domestic situation. And the female that was involved in this domestic situation, we'll say, was less than cooperative with the officers. Officers Mundy and Wallace remained professional and empathetic to her while listening to her and trying to give her the resources that were hopefully going to assist her in what she had going on. But she refused what they had offered and continued to call the officers derogatory names. The officers left the scene and were thinking that their efforts that they had that night and the time they spent were pretty futile with her. However, she remembered their kindness, compassion, and professionalism. Several days later, once her head had cleared, she was attempting to make the right decisions. She came to the police department to speak with the officers, but it was their day off. So I spoke with her. And typically we have people, I get the phone call of, hey, somebody's in the lobby, would speak with the supervisor. It's typically a complaint, but this was not a complaint. She wanted to come and say that she was sorry for acting the way that she did and to thank them for being professional and kind, even though that she was being less than receptive to what they had to offer her. I think this is a testament to not only officers Mooney and Wallace, but all the officers on how they conduct themselves when dealing with the citizens. Like I said, it's not often that we have them come in to apologize for their actions and to personally want to thank them. Our patrol officers encounter hundreds of citizens each month and provide the best service that's available. So I'm thankful and privileged to stand before here, to be the representative. Our community is blessed. I've had the opportunity to work in so many different communities throughout my career, and our community is blessed in so many ways. And the quality of officers that we have is one of those true blessings. So their work, as we know, is very stressful, difficult, physically and emotionally demanding. And so I just ask 2 things. 1, that we don't take them for granted, and 2, that if you see them, thank them. That we don't do it for the thanks, but that little bit of thanks lets them know that they're seen and that their work is appreciated. So that concludes my monthly report, unless you guys have any questions.
In that regard, they had like coffee with cops or something at the McDonald's the other week, and I happened to be there meeting someone else for coffee, but nobody showed up. And I felt so bad for them. And so I thought, well, I'm happy with the chamber to help coordinate an event like that, just like we do with the mayor. And maybe we can get a few more people to show up and interact with that.
Right, right. So they reached out, that was National Coffee with a Cop Day, which was also the day that we had the interviews for the applicants. So a lot of us that were going to be able to go. So I communicated with them and told them, I said, we may have people there, but they will be the guys that are working the road. So they may get called away, they may not. So anyway, yes, I would love to reach
we'll
out.
Talk about that.
And,
I mean, your guys showed up, but no one from the
Right,
public showed up.
right.
so- But it was kind of a last minute, I think.
Yeah.
when announced. So yeah, maybe we could do that, get some people there to interact and learn how great those police officers actually are.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, chief.
Welcome.
Good report. Oops.
Good morning. Today we're gonna ask permission to start the process for the renovations at the North Side Fire Station. We'd like to replace that flooring and, it'll be, the tiles will be removed and then do the flake flooring. So it'll be a much nicer, surface in there. And then also the second part of the project, would be to replace the ceiling tiles and upgrade the lighting in there. So, both those are needed projects.
These are all budgeted.
Yes, they're in the 2025 budget dollars. And then also next year, then we'll get permission for that roof as well. We've had some issues there, but as of this time, that's been corrected. It's been patched, so we'd like to start the process for that. So the first part will be the flooring, and we'll get that done, then we'll come back and we'll do all of it in two different projects, the flooring and then the lights and the ceiling would be the second part of it, so.
So you're gonna solicit bids.
That's correct. Yeah, we've talked to a couple of companies that do that type of work, so we would reach out.
Today, you're just asking permission to go forward with the quotes on the flooring.
Flooring and then also the lights and the ceiling tile as well. Two separate,
Two separate.
two different companies would be offering that work, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to allow the, two folks on to start the bidding process. The improvements to station number 3, 2 bids, one on the floor and one on the ceiling lights.
I'll second that motion.
You have a motion, Tim, and a second, Nancy. Any further discussion on that? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
I,
Thank you. Last week was Fire Prevention Week and we would go to all the schools and do our monthly fire drills with them. And that was canceled last week due to the weather we had, so that's gonna happen this morning, starting at 9 o'clock. But then the other thing, the IVFA Fire Prevention Parade was held in Jasper on Sunday. It was a great turnout. The weather was outstanding. A lot of different people there for the parade and things like that. So it's really a good turnout. And after the parade, when the Queen attendants came back to the atrium at the Tim Clark Cultural Center, standing room only in there. It was really, really good to see. I know the families that were there from the different communities appreciate it. They've more than likely not seen that building and been inside there. So it's just a great thing to have that Jasper and to showcase what we have. So it was a great day. So,
Thank you for hosting it this year,
Yep.
chief.
yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna exit so we can do the fire drills this morning. So, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning, board. This morning I'm coming before you to ask for the approval to continue our subscription or license for our Cisco Meraki enterprise servers. What these servers do is really provide us the management of our internet system for computers, Wi-Fi, and servers. Usually we do a 3-year contract in this type of agreement, but due to trying to evaluate our phone systems going forward in 2026, we felt it was probably best to do a 1-year subscription with Cisco Meraki for a total of $10,279.85.
Will we split that? 50?
Yes, this would be split 50-50 with utilities between civil and utility.
Yeah, I think the 1 year contract makes sense given we're evaluating.
Yeah, so our phone system is a Cisco system as well, so that's why it's being evaluated on a 1 year basis.
I believe that we will. We potentially could have a small amount of money left over in our ARPA funds, based off of what we've been billed by Exos currently for our contract. I would recommend using those, but for this, and then if there's any left over, I think have something with it, a lot of money, many fees.
And then will Exos help us find a new enterprise system?
Correct, yeah, that is one thing we put on our quarterly discussion with Exos is where we stand with that, also with where we're gonna go with the phones, so that's on our high priorities with them. It's something, Nancy, I want to let you know, we're not only having those discussions internally, police department with their dispatch centers also tied to it, because I know they have some equipment that they want to make sure is compatible, and also some improvements that need to be done there. So it's not just a city hall type thing. This is something we have to incorporate all the departments to make sure that everything is going to work well with what they have already and going forward, so.
Excuse me. I make motion to move forward with the 1 year's Cisco Meraki Enterprise server agreement. The amount of $10,279.85. Split 50-50.
I'll second.
I have a second, Tim. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Chad, do you have anything?
I do have two items. One of them, I apologize, came up Sunday. I got an email on Sunday from Richard Olson. His mother has a property at Coon Deck, 13 something Coon Deck. It's the first lot north of 13th Street on the east side of Coon Deck. They had actually contacted us back in 2018 in regard to the sidewalk program. At that time, they chose not to move forward with it. They did send a request Sunday for that same property. It's 1310 Coon Deck Street. I'll verify that. I can't read it real well here. But I have not had contact with them yet to provide. I've got an estimate. They have not approved it yet, but I'd like to go ahead and get it on the docket for the street department so they can start preparing for it if they choose to move forward. So
Trying to get that this year.
yes, yeah. 50/50 program, yes. So it is a total of $3,420 with the property owner's portion being $1,710. The request does meet our requirements. Like I said, they had requested back in 2018 that we look at it, didn't go forward, so.
What are they doing from water?
Just the church owns the corner lot, they own the one to the north.
Yeah, that's 13.
The 10.
So you just need approval.
I'd like permission to go ahead and include this in the 50/50 program in the event they're acceptable with the estimate.
I would make that motion, but I'm sorry, I did not catch the address on that.
1310 Coondeck Street.
I'll make a motion then for the 50/50 program to be applied to sidewalks at 1310 Union Street. Oh, sorry, Coondeck Street.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor, say by saying aye.
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 You have one more item. It is a change order, however, it is a negative change order, so.
Say I don't know about that one.
We've been working with Knies Construction on this to verify, but the 2024-1 Community Crossing Project, this is the 14th Street and 6th Street project that we did. We had a negative negative amount of $20,075.52, 20075.52, just quantity adjustments for over the entire project. So, and we will, when we submit our paperwork to NDOT, we will actually have to write them a check back for half of this. So that's the negative part.
So we need a motion to accept the change order.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to accept the change order. In the amount of $20,075.52. In the negative. I'll second that. Further discussion? All in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Jeff, anything else?
I promise this will be the last time I'll step to the podium today, sorry. Just a heads up, it wasn't on the agenda, but just to let you know that our snow fighting first responders are out today in dry running our testing our equipment in preparation for the winter season. So if you see our trucks and plows out, that's the reason. So, okay.
Jasper had some yesterday.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So.
It's good. We've had snow in the first part of October. So it's good to get it out there. Thank you, Jeff. Being proactive. Josh Johnson.
Morning, board. Couple items today. First of all, the September building permit report. We had a total of 11 permits created. That was for 5 residential units and 6 accessory structures for a total of $2.7 million in projected build costs for the month. Any questions on that? You. Next item, on a personal note, the 2025 ISMA Invitational was this past Saturday. We had 32 bands and over 6,500 persons come through the facility on that day. So just want to thank JPD, especially Terry Schwartz and his crew. They've been doing it forever, approximately. I think Terry celebrated 20 years yesterday, so
Yes.
probably 20 years worth of support down there. He and the guys do an excellent job, as well as the Jasper Park and Rec Department and the Jasper Street Department. They do a lot in prepping and helping clean up after the picking up cones and just returning the facility to the state that we found it in. So appreciate all their efforts. It is a tremendous community event and it always comes off and highlights Jasper really well. So just want to thank those departments and any other department that's helped us with that. We'll come back at the first of the year to officially request this, but next year's event will be October 3rd, 2026. And then finally, just want to remind everyone that the City of Jasper Comp Plan Survey is still ongoing. That's ongoing till the end of the month, so a little over 2 weeks yet remaining on that. You can find that on our homepage, jasperindiana.gov, or as well as our Facebook page. There's a couple different posts that have posted about that. They can find that. So just encourage everyone to take that survey and or tell your friends. last count as of today's Tuesday, end of the week, last week, we had 944 English responses and 31 Spanish responses. So our goal is 1,000, so we're pretty close. Yep. Any other questions?
Thank you, Josh. Renee?
Yes, sir. I do have one item this morning, resolution number BPWS 2025-5, which is a resolution to revise the traffic ordinance, concerning speed limits. I sent out a diagram showing this area, but it is, relative to County Road 490 West, that runs down the west side of Brookstone 7. So, at its northern, intersection, it is in the county's jurisdiction, and at that location, it is 45 miles per hour until it gets into the city of Jasper jurisdiction, where it switches to 25 miles per hour. And then once it gets out of the city of Jasper jurisdiction and back into the county, it goes back up to 45 miles per hour. We discussed this among internal staff, including the street department, police department, and engineering, and then also discussed it with the county engineer. And everyone agreed that having a consistent speed limit would be best to serve local citizens. So I am asking for a resolution recommending to change the speed limit in the city's portion, in the city jurisdiction, to 35 miles per hour from 25. And then the county would do the opposite, change from 45 to 35, so that we could have a consistent 35 mile per hour speed limit down the length of that road. That's all I have.
Thank you. I think it makes sense. I'll make a motion. We have a resolution number PPWS 2025-5 to increase the speed limit in the municipal jurisdiction from 5 to 35.
I'll second that motion.
Second, Nancy. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, signify saying aye.
Fine. Renee, they have the original. I do right here.
If we go to the county council.
There's the council for final. Did vote. Yeah, for second, yeah, and then check mark for the vote. Do you have anything else? Kirsten?
Yes, I would like to request permission for a 12-month extension to the GoGov app. The original contract, I received an invoice for another 12 months, and it looks like the original contract was a 12-month term, and this is another 12 months, and there's a 5% increase. The original contract that we signed said that it reserved the right to increase the annual fee by 7%. So last year we paid $4,800, and this year the request is $5,040. So I would like to look that before I pay the invoice of the contract extension. The 1-year term.
What all this will go to touch?
This is this is strictly for the Jasper Insight.
Jasper, so
For another 12 months.
It seems like everybody's pretty happy with how that app works, and I wonder if we could get a discount at a multi-year agreement with them. It's probably worth asking, since we do have that as well as the other GoGov code enforcement software. Maybe we can get a better
Yeah, it says that we were supposed to be provided a quote 6 months prior to subscription. I only received the invoice, and that's why I asked the question, so I don't really know who's doing the negotiating with them.
Did Rob down initially, I know he did. And then on that 5,040, the utilities pay half of
They
it
do.
also. So maybe get Rob and see.
I mean, you can still approve it, but
Yeah.
if we can get a better deal.
Yeah, happy to.
I'll make a motion to approve that yoga contract renewal at the amount of $5,040. With the condition that a longer term, maybe at a lower price contract be discussed.
I'll second. Motion from Nancy, second Tim. Any further discussion on that? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. So just another plug for those residents that have signed up for it. Jasper Insights app is very informative. We're relying on it heavily to get word out. So
And we're putting together a new chamber, welcome to Jasper book, and in that we have about half a page dedicated to the inside app.
Right, anything else?
Do not.
And on under line A, I have a couple of things. One is the downtown speaker contract. I think that information was sent out. I don't have. Information was sent out. It's under review from the last time.
I've looked at it, I think you're still looked at it.
And Intel Street is the company that we were recommending to go with. We'll use a local company as the installation or the Fisher Electric. Feel pretty comfortable that they'll be able to solve the mystery problem out there with the speaker system. So I'll make a recommendation with Intel Street. In the amount of $75,000.
And then does that include the Fisher Electric?
Yes.
That's all
It does.
included in that.
There was a lower quote that did not have the 24/7 support and was not using a local company to respond to it. They're out in Carmel, so we would be at their the issues. Felt it was pretty important to have a local. No, they didn't respond. So,
Well, 75,804
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Have a second from Nancy. Any further discussion?
I would just say that, I think fine, potentially having some money left over for the project that we would use towards that. Which, again, there's any overage we expect, I'm gonna, or the only thing for. Election rates, that's a very good thing.
Okay, so that's where the funds would come from.
Yeah.
And then I did want to thank Lisa Bowers for all the work she
She's
did.
done a lot of work on
And then did we never decide, is there an annual fee to this also, or is it just a installation, get it done? Or would they have an annual amount that we would pay them for that support?
They said you.
I will also make a comment on the low quote. It could have actually gone up because of the speakers. They were reusing the speakers we currently have. And those speakers I'm not 100% even work, so, it's kind of the other reason we didn't go with the low quote. But each of them do have an annual, dollar amount to them for the resources that they provide, especially the 24/7 support. And with the music and everything that they also include, so there will be an annual fee. I think it's like, don't quote me on this because I don't have that in front of me, but it was like 2,000. Something like that.
Okay, will we sign contract for that? Or we got that? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I have a motion and second. Any other questions? Not all in favor, so by saying aye.
Aye.
They have, just two other things I wanted to bring up real quick. Effective Monday, November 17th, the drain at Beaver Lake will be open. It's an annual event that we really look forward to that. Make sure the public is aware of it. And I just want to congratulate Indiana Desk Company at 1224 Mill Street. They entered in the National Register of Historic Places September 2nd. So, congratulations to them. Okay, nothing else. No other items, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn. I will make the motion to adjourn. I have a motion from Tim.
I'll second.
Second from Nancy, all in favor, so by saying aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Like that. That's how you do it. It's so small. Everything's.